Hey guys, I want to tell you a dream that I had. It was October 22nd, 2021. This dream, I didn't understand what it was. It was kind of weird to me until I woke up. And just recently, the other day, I told my mom about the dream and she was like, whoa. She was like, that was a tribulation dream. But as I was telling her the dream, it was like as if the Lord was explaining to me, yeah, like that's what it was. But for some reason, I just didn't understand it until then. Okay, so this is how it went. In my dream, I was in this meadow. It was full of just meadow, this grassy meadow. And there was a couple of trees here and there, but not so much. It was mainly a lot of grass. There was no water nearby or anything. I say that for this reason. You'll know in a minute. Anyway, so it was very dark. Started to get really dark. Seemed like there was a huge storm coming. The clouds were dark. There was no light whatsoever, but it wasn't nighttime yet. So anyway, there was a lot of people there. They were having fun, laughing, joking around, just doing, their own thing. It kind of looked like we were all there, like in not really a concert, because there was nothing there to make it show that it was a concert, but there was just many people there just enjoying each other's company. Anyway, so all of a sudden, I have this little kid with me, and I guess in my dream he's my son, and he runs off from me, and I'm with other people as well, and I'm starting to yell at him. I can still see him running from me, but I'm yelling as if I knew if I let him go any further that I wasn't going to ever see him again. So he was running away, and I was calling out his name. I don't remember what the little boy's name was. And I was calling in his name. I was saying, no, come back. I said, come back, please come back. And then I was telling the people, you stop him, like, help me get him. And nobody was paying attention to me. And I was like, please, somebody help me. And I was telling the little boy to stop, and I was trying to go get him. But the further and further I ran to him, the further and further he was running ahead of me, and I was not able to see him anymore. And then all of a sudden, the people that I was with, they told me, well, we have to go. I have to go. Like, they kept saying, we have to go. And as the little boy ran away, it was almost like as if they said I had to go at the same time the little boy went away as well. They're like, we have to go. We can't be here anymore. And I said, well, I have to get him. I have to get him back. And they said, okay, but we can't stay here. So they left. And then all of a sudden I could see people starting to leave themselves. They were starting to go. And I was like, no. And I was begging people to help me stay to find my, that little boy, I guess my son. And they were just started to walk off, and there were still some people straggling around, and they were just laughing and joking around. And then all of a sudden I hear this loudest, it was so loud, this rumbling, loud noise. And from afar off, I see this huge wave of water, this body of water coming. And as I said in the beginning, there was no water around. It was just a huge, massive field of just grass and a couple of like trees here and there. And this huge body of water just coming at me, and it coming at us. And people started to scream and run. And I was like, no, like I knew that little boy was gone. Like I was not going to find him anymore. And this wave started to come at us, and it was so loud, guys. You can feel it. I could feel it in my body, my soul, my being, and it echoed throughout the entire world and the atmosphere. It was so loud and powerful and so strong. You could just hear it. And then I started to run. And as I started to run, I was thinking like, oh no, like that's it. Like I thought I was done. Like, so I started to run. And I was like, well, I don't know why I'm running. At least I'll try to run. But I knew I wasn't going to outbeat it. But then for some reason, as the wave came, it didn't do anything to me. My body was now on top of the wave, going with the wave, as if I was a surfboard. My body was even in that same position, laying on my belly, like paddling my arms, because I was thinking like, okay, well, at least I could swim. But my body wasn't even touching the water. I was far above this wave, and I was like almost gliding. Like I was just going with this wave, but everybody else around me, they were getting sucked up left and right. And they were just, it was horrible. Everybody was gone. But this wave, I was on top of it. It didn't do anything to me. I didn't touch it or anything. And I was thinking, I was like, wow, this is so weird. I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden it transitioned into another part. I'm still in the same area where the meadow is at, but there's no longer this wave. Now it's, I'm standing in this, man, everybody was running around again, but it was weird. There was bodies falling out of the sky. And as the bodies were falling out of the sky, there were these black ravens or black birds, and they were in swarms flying around catching these bodies. And just like spiders wrap up their prey in cocoons, they were doing that to human bodies, but like on power lines. There was power lines around, and they were getting these bodies and wrapping them up in cocoons around these power lines. And these people were falling from the sky, kicking and screaming, and some were hitting the ground. Some of these birds were catching them and putting them in these cocoon things on power lines, and people around were running around because these birds were attacking them. But again, there was nothing happening to me. So I don't know if I was there and I was just seeing it, or I don't know if I was seeing it through somebody else's. I don't know. Maybe possibly God was showing me maybe this is what's going to happen to tribulation believers. So they'll be in the situation, but nothing will happen to them, I guess. And then so I see them. So those birds were nothing. There was nothing touching me, but I felt the fear from everybody. I saw it, but I knew in my dream that it wasn't going to touch me. And so all of a sudden I see this one little house. It was so little. It looked like a little room, kind of like a shack. That's how, not a shack, but like, those little, I can't even think of the word right now, but the ones that you put in behind your house, a shed. It was as small as a shed. Okay. And in this shed, it was out in the middle of nowhere. In the midst of all this chaos, there was this little shed, and it was made out of weird material. I can't even tell you. It wasn't made out of brick. It wasn't made out of wood. It was made out of, I want to say like plastic or something. I'm not sure. That's really weird, but plastic or something. I'm not sure what type of material it was made out of. I don't know, but I knew whoever had this house, they were the lucky ones. They were the ones that are being protected from the stuff, from the chaos going outside. And so I opened this door, and there was only room enough for people to lay down, and only room enough for 3 people. And I was the third person. There was already one girl. Right when I opened the door, I see her body. She's laying down asleep peacefully, and another girl above her, as if a bunk bed was there, and she was squeezed in, like in between, like there was barely enough room, but they were protected from the outside chaos, and nothing was harming them. They were safe. And then there was a bunk bed up on top of that one, and that spot was for me, but it was very, very cozy and small and tiny. But I knew that whoever was in there was going to be protected. And it was so little, guys. But again, like I said, I knew that whoever was in there, nothing was going to harm them. And so I went in. Right before I went inside the little house, I looked around again, and I looked around outside, and there was chaos, fear, people screaming and crying and all over the place. But then I looked inside this little house, and these 2 girls that were already asleep in their bed, they were just at peace. They were so peaceful. Their eyes, it was like as if nothing was going on around them. They were just laying there as if nothing can bother them. And then right before I walk into this little house, I wake up from my dream, and that's it. And as I wake up, I'm like, what in the world did I just dream about? What was that? So for a long time, I was like, okay, that's weird. And like I said, I had this dream October 22nd. And then the other day I stayed the night at my mom's house to keep her company. And I told her my dream. And then she's like, April, she's like, that sounds like a tribulation dream. And I started thinking about it. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, you're right. It sounds as if, that's what it is, a tribulation dream. Whoever was in that little house, which is going to be tribulation saints, or whoever to be, that God's going to protect them during the time of chaos. And while the entire world is in chaos and darkness and fear and all these horrible things are going on with the world, that little house, that little group of people will be protected. But yeah, I wanted to tell you that dream, guys. There's going to be another dream that I want to tell you. But that was a dream that I want to tell you guys. But there's going to be another dream that I wanted to put out. It's kind of like a Jacob's ladder dream, sort of. But I'll put that out possibly tomorrow. But I love you guys. I pray that you'll have a blessed day, a blessed night, wherever that y'all may be, wherever that y'all may go, that the Lord keeps you and your family protected, your loved ones protected. Continue to be guided by him. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray.